Hey everybody. So I haven't really been doing updates on the series Queen Sugar as regularly as I used to do because it has really been a heavy season. Not only did we just live this situation last year and kind of still this year as well, but then we have to see it all play out again on the series Queen Sugar. And I'm talking about the pandemic, I'm talking about the police shootings, especially with the high profile case of George Floyd. So, with that being said, it's really a lot to unpack these episodes. It's very heavy because, it has been a heavy past 2 years. Nonetheless, this past episode was very heavy as well, but I felt like it was a little lighter than the other previous episodes until they reached the end. So let me just give you a brief recap. So we have the situation where Blue was submitted to this really prestigious school for the gifted children, and he was submitted via his grandmother. And we have Violet, who is highly against the submission of Blue to this school. But we have Ralph Angel, who is seeing that he wants to be able to provide his son with a better life, with more opportunities. And he really feels, especially after talking to Micah, for example, that this could be a way for Blue to live a life outside of St. Joe's and a life that he may or may not have been able to provide him. So that graduating or attending the school could give Blue opportunities that maybe even he never had. With that being said, we definitely see the conflict between him and Violet. While I do believe kind of everyone else, such as Nova and even Darla, um, disagree with the idea of Blue going to the school. They respect it. However, Violet, she's like, that's my baby, and Violet, we know she feels very strongly about Blue because she indeed helped raise him when Darla was going through her battle of addiction. So it is very disheartening to see the conflict between her and Ralph Angel, especially when Ralph Angel goes as far as to tell Violet that, Blue is not her son, and in fact, she has no children. And in my opinion, I get what Ralph Angel was frustrated about. However, my thing is, for him to say, she's not the parent, so she won't have the final say, and that what she says matter, but she won't have the final say. I kind of felt there was just a tad bit insensitive because she was good enough to help you raise Blue to this point, but now she's not good enough to be a part of a major life decision. So while I do understand Ralph Angel's point, the issue is he did ultimately turn to Violet at that time where Darla was battling her addiction. He turned to her to be a surrogate mother, or whatever it's called, a substitute parent or a guardian. So now to pull that connection that she has to Blue off and under her with those type of words, that is completely unfair. And I almost forgot to mention that Violet also says some things that were really cruel, especially bringing up Ralph Angel's deceased father and saying that his father would not be proud of him. Those were very harsh words. But I also forgot to mention that it wasn't just Darla that was absent when Violet was taking care of Blue. Ralph Angel, remember in season 1, Ralph Angel was coming home from prison or jail or wherever he had been. So it was evident that he too had been absent for however many times. And it doesn't seem like that was his first time getting in trouble. So I'm not sure if anyone remembers that Ralph Angel was struggling to walk the straight path in life and stay out of illegal activities so that he could be there more as a father and a man to his child. Because again, she was good enough to be there for your child and assist you with raising your child, but now she's not good enough to participate in a very important life decision. And I do understand Ralph Angel wants the best for his son. He may feel like he won't be able to give his son better opportunities, and this would give his son a leg up. At the same time, I'm not certain. So that whole thing, it was very heavy. I could see both sides. I could see all sides in that situation. I just felt for Violet, but I also feel for Ralph Angel. They all of the women in his life seem to at one point treat him like an irresponsible child, but he is indeed a grown man. And it's not like he's not trying to provide for his family or not even doing so. Ralph Angel has grown a lot within these seasons of Queen Sugar, and he is being responsible. He is taking care of his child. He even took on that job during the pandemic. So, he is doing everything he can to show that he's a man. And I feel like the women in his life are constantly treating him like the younger Ralph Angel, when indeed now he's walking in his manhood. So then we have Davis and Charlie. And Davis has really showed up and showed out for Charlie. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, okay, on one hand, she is the mother of his child, and I can see why he feels obligated to be there for her. I mean, she was more than just the mother of his child, if that isn't sufficient enough for him to be there for her. But she was also the manager of his career. She was his first love. She was his wife. She was a lot of things to this man, and with her assistance, he was able to get to where he got in his basketball career. And they made that evidently clear throughout the episodes. So, I feel like it was a I started to feel like it was a part of him that just felt like he owed her, but you can clearly see through the episodes that Davis did this because he just has a connection with Charlie and he loves her no matter what. She will always be those things to him and much more. And you can tell she definitely didn't see that coming, and I don't blame her, because we're talking about a man who was apparently repeatedly how can I put it? He was cheating on her in their marriage. So, with that being said, you can definitely see the surprise on her face when he lets her know, like, it doesn't matter where he's at. When she calls, he'll drop everything to be there for her. And that is very interesting. It's very clear he must don't have a girlfriend then. Nothing else going on that he's able to do that. But I'm just telling jokes here. But nonetheless, I was rather flattered by Davis being having that sort of allegiance to Charlie. But at the same time, if I was Charlie, I keep in mind, don't start, looking at him with heart eyes. Just remind yourself that while, yeah, that's all good, keep that wall up and understanding that he is simply here as the person from your past, someone that you share a connection with because, of all those things, but you're moving forward in life, not going backwards. And he is still the man that cheated on you repeatedly and had a child outside of y'all marriage. So with that being said, while it was nice to see Davis in that role of being very nurturing and just a sweetheart and caring and loving, I would make sure I keep my guards up and not find myself, becoming emotionally attached to him if I was Charlie. And you can see Charlie is no fool. I truly believe that regardless of however long it's been that she's been single, she wasn't necessarily allowing herself to let her heart lead her on that aspect of things. You can tell she was still thinking clearly, regardless of being sick or not. There was like no chances of Davis slipping in. I think if anything, she was just really surprised that he could even be that attentive to her. Mind you, this is the same man that hurt her. He cheated on her. So with that being said, we also have Miss Nova, honey. Nova and her boo thing, fiance, I don't know, live-in boyfriend, Calvin. And what is interesting is Nova is now working on a new story, which Calvin is aware, but he doesn't know what the story is about. And apparently, Nova is working on a story about a paralyzed student athlete who was going to college on I believe, a full scholarship for his athletics. And apparently, he was assaulted by police officers and left paralyzed, and the person that delivered that fatal blow was indeed Calvin, according to him. And when I tell you, if you saw the episode, you see how Nova breaks down. That was something else. I even kind of wanted to cry in that situation because if you all been watching my videos, I have actually loved the storyline somewhat. Actually, I'm not going to say I love, but I did like, I'm not going to lie, I did like the storyline between Nova and Calvin, but I didn't like how she got him because Calvin was still married. And I'm not going to disregard that no matter how much I love the character Calvin. And I love the character Calvin in some ways. Actually, I just probably like the actor because he used to play a character by the name of Lucky on General Hospital, which I'm a fan of. So that's why I'm probably like over romanticizing this situation, because I'm actually looking at him more so as that actor that played that character versus actually looking at the character himself. he actually sucks a little, he pretty much sucks. That's he is no other way to say it. We have heard from Calvin's own mouth that he has witnessed other officers do shady things and he didn't bother to intervene in the situation. And Nova, while she did not like that, she did let that go. However, now that we know, according to this young man's testimony, that Calvin delivered that fatal blow to his body that left him paralyzed. I don't see how Nova can get past this at all. She may have been able to get past his infidelity, her being the other woman. She may have been able to get past the fact that he said he's witnessed other fellow officers of his do injustices and not stop them. But I highly doubt this is a situation that she will be able to get over if indeed it is all true. And I don't see what the young man has to gain by lying about this situation. So y'all, they left us with a cliffhanger right there. So this has me waiting for the next episode indeed. So let me know what you all think about Queen Sugar thus far in the comment section, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.